Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing stuff to the car. Yeah, I have to get this done. So recently I picked up a door in Toronto for my Genesis because the other door, which I'll show you, it had a big wrinkle ding right there. One there, and then one right here, which wrinkled this. So instead of fixing it at the body shop, which could cost quite a bit, and I don't really want a whole boatload of Bondo in my door, so I opted to find another door. And I had people offering me $1,000, $800 for this door. It's like, so after a while I looked around and saw one for I think $250. It was in good shape, so grabbed it. This door is, so the doors are the exact same through 09 to 16. The door shapes, everything's the same. The only thing that's not the same, and I found this out after I plugged it in and put the door on, is the wiring harness. So now the window won't go down unless the door is open and the power's off. The mirror only goes in two directions. The door locks and unlocks at weird spots. And with the Genesis, when you open the door, the window's supposed to come down just a little bit to clear the moldings. Well, it doesn't do that when you shut the car off or when you try to open the door. It does it when you start the car. When you start the car, the window will go down a little bit. So I think the wiring harness, the pins are in the wrong spots and not energizing the right pins. So I got to strip the door. And there is the harness for it. So took the whole harness off. And there's the other part of the door. And this is the inside, what it looks like inside. Just like that. So, what I'm going to show you today is how to take the door panel off. Easy way. It's very easy. You have two bolts. So, in here, as soon as I get some light on, in here you have two little like rubber plates. So you take a screwdriver, you hit one corner or the other, and it gets rid of these little plates. I'll show you. No, that's not one. It must be over here. There it is. So there's one of them. That one goes in there, just like that. And it's like a rubber sort of deal. And then there's another one, which is this one, and that goes right there. So there's a bolt right here, and there's a bolt down there. Everything else on the door is all clips. So that's a relief. And there's a few things that need to change on the door. So for instance, let's get down here. For instance, this is chrome. On my other door, it's nickel. Same with this. This is like a lighter aluminum, and the other one is nickel. So there's a few things that I have to change to match doors, so to speak. Oh, the panel itself. So this texture is not the same as the other texture. So yeah, we're just doing a total gut of the doors. And I'll show you how the door comes off. Pretty simple. So let's get started. Okay, so first step in all this is to get these bolts out. So you have a little plate right here, and all you do is take a flathead, kick it on the one side, comes out. Pretty easy. There's one of them. And same thing over here. Let's go this side. Go to the lock side. And this one comes out. So now what you have two Phillips. Take a screwdriver and unscrew them. Make sure you don't lose them. Pretty simple. One. And two. Next thing I would suggest is getting something similar to this. It's a panel tool, and you just go in behind some of this and you start working on it. Once you get part of it, you just kind of work your way around it. Like that, and like that. Now, what you have to do on all this is you gotta take... Okay. So, I'll show you on this. No, I can't. Okay, so on the back of this, there's a plate. I don't know if you can see it. Probably can't see it on camera. Let's see if I can get this over. Okay, so there's a plate right here. You just have to unscrew. There's two screws holding this plate. Yeah, two screws holding the plate. Unscrew it and then unplug it and then panels off. So now it's just a matter of unplugging everything and your door panel is now off. So we got one and two. And that's not bad. So what I took off was right back here. There's two screws from this side. You gotta take those little guys out. And then I took off the screws to bend this plate back. This plate right here, and that's it. So that in a nutshell is how you get the panel off. And as you can see, you can change anything on here. So you can change all this, change it to the other one, change this one. So if you ever break something here or whatnot, you can replace it. So let's keep going. Now that could be a very quick video, how to take your door panel off. But for people that want to keep going, and so this is your motor for your power windows. Then you got speaker one. The other speaker is up here, but it's in the door panel. This hole comes off. Then you got the little peekaboo panels, or peekaboo holes, to get at the window mount. So there's one right here, and there's one over here to mount your window. But for me, to get at the rest of the harness, because this harness goes in here, and then it goes underneath all the window stuff. So this all has to come off for me. All this harness has to come off so I can install the other harness. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So I hope you enjoy. If you enjoy, give it a thumbs up. And I'll show you how all this comes apart. And then to change this to this, you got to change all this. fun. I wish I knew what this sensor was. I don't know. It could be for the windows. It's not mounted to anything. Could be a crash sensor. Didn't think about that one. Oh. Okay, this little sensor, it's got one of these little things that push in. You gotta pull it out and push down, and that releases this one. So then next is going to be taking them, no, I'm gonna leave that in. I'm gonna take all the bolts out of this and we'll open her up. So, okay, so now, in order to take this off, the motor doesn't have to come off, but in order to take the motor off, it's just 3 Torx screws, which are, let me see, these are 25? Oh, my socket doesn't say it. 27. Sorry, these are T27s to get the motor off. And it's pretty simple. This is what it looks like when it's off. 3 bolts, slip on, done. So that's pretty easy. The plate, you have screw, well, not screws, but bolts, 10 mil bolts. Unbolt all of those, and then you have to unbolt the glass, because the glass is mounted, show you, one there, and then there's a clip that sits right there. Right now it's just sitting up because I have to get in behind it. So that's why that's sitting there like that. And plus I have to get at that lock. So now I'm just gonna take apart the rest of the wiring, and I'll show you quickly how to get the lock assembly out and hopefully button it up by then. So I'm gonna keep going. So this is what a bare door looks like. The only thing that's left is the speaker and whatever the hell that sensor is. Well, I left the mirror on because the mirror's staying in there. Everything is out. Wiring, door handle, lock assembly, everything. Lock assembly is pretty easy. You've got one screw right there. You've got a little plug right here you take off, and then there's a 8 mil bolt that connects the handle. That will come off, and then the handle itself is just, it slides in like so, and then whoop, and this piece holds it in. So it's pretty, not too much to it. There's both assemblies. I got one wiring harness over there. This is the one that's going in the car. Glasses out, everything. So after a little bit of taking stuff out and losing screws in the door and all that fun stuff, she's back together. So the motors from the power steering, power window is from the other door. The harness is in. I got my new, it's back to the same color as the other side, so that's good. Glass is in, and it looks like, since I plugged it into the harness, it's supposed to be where it is. So with the other door, as soon as I opened it, it would go all the way up, and it was hard to close. So this is where it's going to end. I hope you found it informative. This, like I said, it's a lot of tedious little stuff, but once you get the hang of it, it's not a big deal. Door panel's the easiest part. Everything else is, you just got to remember where everything goes. So I hope you like it. Subscribe. Leave me a comment in the bottom. There's more stuff coming with the Genesis. Brakes, differential kit came in. I'm looking for, I'm probably going to change the piping on the intercoolers, so the hot and cold side. I'm going to put some aluminum pipe in there instead of the rubber stuff that they have. Because if you notice, under boost, the rubber stuff will collapse or expand. So you could be losing some horsepower there. So I'm going to do that. Probably a blow-off valve, cold air, just a whole bunch of little stuff. I'm just going to keep plugging away at this. So if you like it, give me a thumbs up, and I hope you, I don't know, I will see you next time. Bye for now.